Hello, lovely human. Today, my cat Bubbles and I want to do a video, which is our daily SMS, which is 7 minute soundbite. It's about animal communication. Now, here she comes. Yeah, she's trying to communicate with you, I believe. What are you trying to say, darling? Now, if you've ever been an animal lover or if you have a pet, this will come as no surprise to you that animals, just like humans, have feelings and complex emotions, and sometimes they can get anxious or upset with us because we have not communicated with them or treated them in a way that they want to be treated. And very often it can seem a bit impossible to really know what's going on in an animal's mind, although you may get some kind of inkling by the way they behave. So it was remarkable when I first came across this whole concept of people who communicate with animals. If you Google it or if you go on YouTube, you'll find there are several people out there who do this, and there's one or two people who do this even with animals in the wild, who are in a faraway location from where that person is. The reason this is so fascinating to me is because it gives us an opportunity to see that we can connect with other forms of life by simply quietening our mind and becoming extremely present, so that the other creature, which is usually an animal, but there are people who also communicate with plants, believe it or not, is to allow our mind to receive the communication from the animal. Now, I'm not suggesting that you and I can overnight learn how to do this, but there are some simple things that we can do if we have an animal that we care about, or a pet that we want to communicate with in such a way that they don't feel so anxious. And the reason most pets feel anxious is when we go away and they don't know why we've gone away, or they don't understand what's happened to us or whether we're actually going to be coming back. And this, as you can imagine, creates a lot of anxiety for animals. And one of the simple things that we can do is to actually tell the animal that we're going away. So if you have a dog, and dogs tend to get more separation anxiety than cats, or certainly dogs show it a lot more than maybe cats do. I mean, cats probably do as well, but cats, as you may know, are a very different entity to a dog. They're extremely independent. They're maybe a little bit more emotionally unavailable than dogs. Dogs are just like, they're all over you. They're so loyal. They're so loving. Cats, of course, are loving, but in a very different way. Anyway, I digress slightly. So if you happen to be going away on holiday, then it's a really good idea to tell your dog or your cat that you're going to be going away, that you will be back. You can talk about what they can expect while you're away, so that they have a mental picture of what's going to happen while you're gone, and when they can expect you back. The other thing that I found fascinating, and this is true of children as well, is that when children or animals, they obviously don't have the same language skills as we do. So the words that we use per se may not make a lot of sense to them. So we have to, in a way, imprint images or visual representation of what we're trying to say to them, so that a bit like how we might communicate with an animal, where we allow almost the image from that animal's mind to imprint on us, we need to do the same for the animals. So for example, if you have a dog and you're worried the dog is going to run into the street, the thing that we might say is, don't run into the street. But apparently, because it's very hard to visualize anything that has a negative in it, so for example, how do you visualize don't run into a street? You see the running, you see the street. It's impossible to see the don't, because in your mind you're not going to have like cross across, like a bar slashing across a don't that's running into the street. So instead, if we sort of say the thing we actually want them to do and think about the thing we want them to do. So rather than think about, this image of the dog running into the street, which might then imprint into the dog's mind that, oh, she would like me to run into the street, and the dog will probably do exactly the opposite of what you just asked them to do. Instead, if you can say, come to me, or come indoors, or get inside the gate, which is the more positive representation of what you want them to do, and you can see it in your mind's eye, so it's not just the words, the chances are your animal will respond correctly to that particular message. So here are, the two little things I want to tell you about communicating with your animal. One is to communicate just as you would to a human being. Tell them what's going on so they don't have to sit there and imagine. And just like humans, sometimes our imagination can go a bit wild, and the demons can take over, and they can become very anxious. So don't let that happen by giving them lots of information. And secondly, give it in the form of words, which are the things you want them to do, and also images of what it is that you're talking about. I hope this works for you. It's good to see you here again. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll be back again very soon with another SMS. Bye bye for now.